Media has lost so much credibility in this country. Our media has become the laughingstock of the world. I think this is one of the worst weeks in the history of the fake news media.
So here was the story by the fake news.
One of the increasingly awkward dynamics in the impeachment proceedings against President Trump is that even the president's most ardent supporters, by and large, they have already given up arguing that the president's behavior was okay.
Give me a break.
And that is perhaps inevitable given this impeachment for this conduct. I mean, it is hard to argue that it is, coolio with the Constitution.
But the media of our country is laughed at all over the world now. You're a joke.
Because they are the fake, disgusting news.
In that rather remarkable press conference from Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, use the Justice Department investigation, use what John Durham is doing as some kind of justification for the president's phone call in Ukraine, that this was all to get to the bottom of what launched the investigation, get to the bottom of the 2016 election, and because of that somehow justified the president getting involved and having that conversation with the president of Ukraine that ultimately led to him asking to dig up dirt on his political opponent, Joe Biden.
It's bullshit.
This investigation cannot be seen in a vacuum. It is something that this administration is using to justify all sorts of priorities. And then, of course, what is at the heart of now an impeachment inquiry?
Ridiculous bullshit.
We've got lately we've got some information regarding Europe and a visit by Bill Barr and John Durham. What can you tell us has been going on? Why did they go to Europe? Where did they go?
My general understanding is, based on all the public reports, is that they were running a spy operation. The Obama administration was running a spy operation against the Trump campaign. They couldn't do it domestically. Under law and regulation. So what they needed to do was to go outside the country and target people associated with the Trump campaign abroad. And the most infamous source for the alleged Russia collusion theme they were pushing was this gentleman, Joseph Misfud.
Right.
Now, the allegation is he was a Russia intel guy pushing this issue of Clinton emails. So therefore, that was the link to run this whole Russia investigation or counterintelligence operation, spy operation against Trump. But the counter to that is that he may have been a Western intelligence guy. He may have been working for us. So like the Pfizer report that suggested that there were all these outside sources, no, they were all inside sources. It looks like to me that Barr and Durham have confirmed our suspicions that there never was any intelligence on Russia collusion and that it was made up and created by political operatives here in the United States or informants and operatives of the FBI and CIA. And we have this endorsement of that theory in the sense that they're looking at the origins of the Trump investigation, and they concluded this week publicly that there may be a crime involved there. So there's no talking around it. This is why they have the coup going on in Congress. They knew this was in the offing. I don't know if there'll be any prosecutions in the end, but we all know now that senior officials at the Justice Department, including a U.S. attorney respected by both sides,
yes,
have concluded there's enough there to initiate a criminal investigation into the targeting of the candidate for the President of the United States and the President.
Okay, so what we've got is we've got this guy, Mifsud, all right, and we're not sure which side he's on. But what we do know is that the CIA, the FBI should only be handling domestic issues. Is that correct? And the CIA handles international issues. But it seems like...
Yes.
Yeah, talk to me.
The CIA is not allowed to spy on Americans here in the United States, and the FBI can't target Americans here in the United States for political purposes, as they seemingly did here. When you look at the FISA-gate scandal, you see them refer to the dossier in a disguised way 3 times. Oh, we have the dossier. Oh, we have a report about the dossier. Oh, we have the dossier that was sent to the Senate. Oh, we had the State Department version of the dossier. It's a self-looking ice cream cone. And you can bet you that sort of dishonest analysis was behind the spying on Trump and his team. Remember, we only know about one FISA investigation or FISA warrant. I suspect there are others.
Okay, so let's talk about now with the targeting Trump, Andrew Weissman. Okay, now apparently you've got some devastating information that the Associated Press was giving Andrew Weissman information to go after, at that point, the Trump campaign manager for a couple of months for the convention, to get the Justice Department to indict Paul Manafort?
Oh, it sure looks that way. And don't believe me, people can go online at judicialwatch.org and read the FBI report that shows these AP reporters came in for this meeting that Weissman helped set up, and we're pushing this investigation targeting Manafort. They were asking about whether he could be charged under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. They were suggesting charges related to lying to government investigators. They offered up the private access code to Manafort's public storage locker to the FBI and Weissman. Of course, the locker was raided a few weeks later during the Mueller investigation. Of course, Weissman was working for Mueller at the time.
Right, he moved.
And then Weissman tells the AP reporters, "Hey, can you go back to Cyprus and make sure that government gave us everything they were supposed to on Manafort?" This collusion is so corrupt.
Well,
talk about Flynn getting
point,
pardoned. They should be looking at Manafort pardons as well.
Well, at that point, then Weissman is making them agents of law enforcement, making the Associated Press, who's in bed with not just the left but with the FBI, to indict a Trump affiliate. I mean, this is Trump, campaign person. This is craziness.
And I looked at this report, and of course, you can bet the AP had information on Tony Podesta, Clinton ally, Greg Craig, former Clinton lawyer.
That's right.
I didn't see any of that conveyed to Mr. Weissman, and it was all about getting Manafort. And, we had just gotten documents also, Judge, 2 weeks ago, showing that the 60 Minutes and other reporters were calling up Rod Rosenstein and cheering him on for appointing Mueller special counsel.
Amazing.
The media's involvement in this is a scandal. They're witnesses to criminal activity, and they frankly should be investigated as much as the government officials who illegally leaked to them. There's no media exception to illegally publishing and conveying classified information.
There is no exception. You are correct, Tom Fitton. Thanks for being with us.
I am